Good evening, America. Unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
Senator Clinton, Senator Obama has said that he favors allowing illegal immigrants to obtain driver's licenses, and you opposed that idea. Why?
Well, let me start with the original question from Kim, because I think it deserves an answer. I believe that in many parts of our country, because of employers who exploit undocumented workers and drive down wages, there are job losses. And I think we should be honest about that. There are people who have been pushed out of jobs in factories and meat processing plants and all kinds of settings. And I meet them. You know, I was in Atlanta last night, and an African-American man said to me, I used to have a lot of construction jobs, and now it just seems like the only people who get them anymore are people who are here without documentation. So I know that what we have to do is to bring our country together to have a comprehensive immigration reform solution. That is the answer. And it is important that we make clear to Kim and people who are worried about this that that is actually in the best interests of those who are concerned about losing their jobs or already have.
People say there is an open secret, if you will, here in Wisconsin, that a lot of the immigrant farm workers are here illegally, undocumented.
To me, it doesn't matter. These are people that are willing to do a job that nobody else will do.
What does their legal situation look like?
I am required as an employer is to look at the documents that they present to me. And the law says that you look at the documents, and if they appear to be genuine, you accept them. You
don't think that you are displacing American workers by hiring immigrants here?
I'm 100% sure of that. I have people come to apply for a job, but they're all immigrants. In the last 20 years or so, I maybe had 2 people show up to apply for a job that were native-born Americans, and probably 150 immigrants have come and applied for a job. And the 2 that applied never came back.
So you have tried to hire American workers?
Oh,
you have tried.
A lot.
Is there any credence to the argument that people who are hiring undocumented immigrants are rewarding illegal behavior?
I think what people that are hiring undocumented people are doing is getting something done that Congress hasn't gotten done. And because Congress isn't doing their job, or the federal government isn't doing their job, don't blame us. Don't blame the rest of us out here in the country that need to get the work done and get the food on the table.
2,000 years later.
Virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. You know that? Most of the job creation has gone to migrants. In fact, I've heard that substantially more than beyond the number of 100%. It's a much higher number than that, but the government hasn't caught up with that yet. But virtually right now, as of the time they did this, virtually 100% of the net job creation in the last year has gone to migrants. Harris gave work permits and Social Security numbers to more than 3 million illegal immigrants to steal jobs from Americans. So think of that.
Expect mass protests in response to mass deportations?
I do, but I also don't expect mass deportations. I think that it sounds good and they look like the tough guys.
A few moments later.
Surveillance cameras at Galaxy Auto Detail Car Wash in Downey capturing an unfolding ICE raid yesterday. A car wash employee is looking out when he notices a suspicious SUV pull up. The worker walks away as 2 ICE agents get out of the vehicle and head towards the car wash. Seconds later, the employee sprints past the camera as agents chase him. The agents eventually catching the worker, another car wash employee taken into custody as well. The owner of the car wash forced to shut her business down after several ICE raids. Her employees terrified to come to work.
Estoy enojadísima, frustrada.
I am frustrated because these guys that they picked up are good gentlemen. They don't have so much as a ticket, and their families are suffering.
The car wash owner shielding her identity, claiming ICE agents threatened her.
Me amenazaron ayer.
They came and threatened me and said if I keep talking about ICE, that they're going to detain me.
The business owner saying her heart is broken.
La verdad, tengo miedo.
Can't sleep. I'm frustrated. I keep looking at their faces when they were taking them away, and the guy's telling me, asking me to help them. This is not right, man. She's a hardworking woman and trying to make a living, you know, chasing the American dream, and our own federal government has just destroyed that for her.
ICE agents arrived at the field you see behind me earlier this morning. In fact, according to a couple of farm workers we had a chance to talk to, ICE agents arrived right around 6 o'clock this morning. Cell phone video that was posted online right after the raid show ICE agents chasing after some of the workers. ICE hasn't said how many people they detained at this raid earlier today. The agriculture industry in Ventura County is a $2 billion a year industry. That's billion with the B, so raids like this could have a significant impact on what's planted and picked here. One of the workers didn't want us to show his face while he talked to us. Another one was okay with us showing her face, but not giving us her name. One of the workers described what he saw when they arrived to work this morning, and the other talked about the anxiety of coming to work because you don't know if ICE will be coming to your Ventura County field while you're working. Here's what they had to say.
Nomás en la mañana vimos un carro, cuando estábamos en la orilla, vimos un carro venía el coche y los ICE estaban persiguiendo el coche.
A mi temor mío es de que a veces por la necesidad nos obliga a presentarnos a trabajar a donde haya trabajo, pero por todo lo que está sucediendo es un poco difícil para nosotros.
In a written statement to Eyewitness News, a spokesperson for the United Farm Workers Foundation says they're taking innocent people who are trying to build their own American dream. This is not law enforcement. It's a campaign of fear against people whose only crime is living and working in the U.S. This is an injustice, and we are calling on our elected officials to speak out and protect their community members.
So, okay, small businesses. This was a little bit of a brouhaha. There's been some interesting news cycles. Here's one. President Trump said, we're going to take it easy on mass deportations for hotel workers, for ag workers. And that didn't go great with the base. And now, as of this morning, it seems like he's totally reversed that. You must have been part of that decision, right? And these would be people that kind of fall into your wheelhouse, right? Hotels and agriculture. Can you explain what's going on there? Can you verify that that's true? And what was the process in that decision making?
Well, I can tell you what I know, which is that we have millions of potential workers, American workers, that want good paying jobs. They want access to benefits. They want to live the American dream. We need to find ways to lift them up, whether it's through retraining, skills training, the trades. There's so many opportunities in this country, and we saw that in a recent example where after a raid, they had a line out the door of American citizens that wanted those jobs.
In Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
I read that. That was amazing.
They want good
inspirational.
Yes.
I got chills reading it. I was like, wow.
And we want that for everyone. And President Trump is creating an economy that is going to bring more people in. He did that in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It created over 4 million jobs. It brought more people into the workforce, record low poverty, record high employment rates for the Black and Hispanic community, 40-year high for women. If you create an opportunity that drives opportunity for everyone at every level, it will raise the lowest incomes faster than the top. That's what we need. We need to narrow that gap. And we do that by getting people into the economy, off the government benefits that the Biden administration tried to create handouts to buy voters. Yes. And what we want to make sure is that everyone has the chance to live the American dream. That's what small business is about.
Yes. So that decision, that rule has been overturned, and there's not going to be any protected classes for ICE enforcement.
Well, that's my understanding, okay. And really, I think that's President Trump's, commitment to America is to have the law and order brought back, the rule of law. That's what the One Big Beautiful Bill does. It provides funding for the border. We have to have a secure border. We have to have a sane immigration law. We know that there are a place for H-2A workers. We know there's a place for a proper immigration program, but cutting the line in front of law-abiding people is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
So
So is that happening here? It's like jobs are that would be going to Americans are going to Haitians or other immigrants?
Well, yeah, because that's what these staffing agencies are doing. Is they said we can't find people to work. Well, that's a half truth. There's people that would work if you paid them, the wage, the going wage for the work, but they want to pay less, and so they ended up hiring getting involved with these agencies that bring in these workers. The perception is that it's not legal. Now, you get a lot of people saying they're illegals, and everyone wants to fight about that term, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is what's going on and how it's affecting everybody. And so those jobs that they have, they used to be American jobs, but they decided we don't want to pay $5 more an hour. We'll pay $3 more an hour, and we'll take that off the top, and we'll keep that, and we'll bring in Haitians through this work program. And so it's a lot of jobs that have been lost by Americans. So they bring in the people from third world countries who will do that work for poverty wages.
Right.
And they think it's a great deal.
Right.
And probably is a good deal for them.
Yeah, but not for the natives.
No.
We wanted to clarify that we as a small operation do not hire illegal immigrants. So if someone like us can do it, then we expect these big companies to do it as well. And I think the issue is that, most of the small companies like ours rely on the local economy to survive. And these big corporations, they don't have any loyalty to their communities. So they often prioritize these illegal immigrants that are coming in and out of the country versus, prioritize the people in their hometown.
One thing I can't understand is I know I work with a lot of foreigners and shit, and I be talking to them and shit. They already came over here like with 50 racks, 10 racks on food stamps. How? I don't understand, but they did that. It happened. And they over here and they really I'm not saying they taking jobs, but they over here and they flooding these motherfucking plants, and these are the jobs that's paying. I'm in here. I see them every day. It's a whole shift full of people that's not from here. It's crazy. It's like, how the fuck are they doing that? It's been people that's been waiting on these type of jobs for like years and years and years. These are literal plant jobs, Chrysler, all that type of shit. And they just walking right into them. It's crazy. And they having so much money. It's really crazy. Go to the malls. You gonna see all of them there. Like, that shit crazy to me. It's crazy.
My name's Antonio Gallo. I'm one of the owners of Casa Fina restaurant in Boyle Heights. It's been a staple in the area of Boyle Heights. Normally on Father's Day, we're packed. We have people waiting about 20 minutes. On that Sunday, I mean, it was just, there was nobody there, right? Folks were afraid to come out, and now we have to consider about what do we do with our employees, right? We have no money coming in. It's just the raids in the city, and it's scaring our folks. It's scaring our people, and it has to stop, or a lot of folks are going to lose their jobs.
Color me shocked. You mean to tell me that those jobs nobody else is willing to do have dozens of applicants?
I watched videos this morning of them arresting illegal immigrants on a job site in Tallahassee. Lord, the comments just absolutely blew me away. A couple of them were like, they're arresting hard-working people. Yeah, they're arresting hard-working people that came across our border illegally. Do you know what the word illegally means? It means they broke the law to come into this country. They are not here the correct way. They walked across our borders, and you're in our country taking jobs from the American citizen. One of them even commented, well, who's going to do them jobs now? Who the hell do you think did them before the illegal immigrant come over here? The damn American citizen. You know, your cousin, your son, your husband. So when they go out and cannot find a job in the construction field, and you sit there and cry because they are not making no money, because they can't find a job, this is the reason why. Because they are taking jobs out of the American citizens' hands. And you don't have a problem with this. Who's gonna take those jobs? Who the hell do you think did it before them fools come into our country? When I was in my 20s, you never saw an illegal immigrant on a construction site. It was nothing but American men. American bred and born men. God knows you people have got to get some common sense. God damn, there'd be plenty of kids out of high school that would love to have those jobs. Be able to go out and buy them a car, or pay for a truck, or get their first apartment. But they can't because some illegal immigrant is getting it and sending all of his damn money home. No, these people need to go their ass back where they come from because they came into our country illegally. God bless America. God bless the American people. God bless Donald Trump. And above all, God bless ICE. Please get the rest of them out. Thank you, and y'all have a great day.
Make America great again. I remember as a kid, spent some time in Detroit, Michigan. My father worked at General Motors. I had friends, parents work at Chrysler. I had uncles work at Ford, all the major big automakers up there. And it was nice because everybody was making money. Everybody had nice homes, nice cars, nice clothes. I mean, it was just great, you know, and you could hear the laughter in the street, kids playing. And not only that, it flourished small businesses as well. Those small business mom and pop shops, you know, they made maybe logos for the automakers that was down the street from them to help sell cars. You know, they profit off the company. Bars and like small stores, everybody flourished when that was happening. That was to make America great again. Everybody benefit. And now when NAFTA took over, when that big automaker started shipping everything to China, it decimated everything. You don't hear the laughter in the streets with the kids anymore. You see burned out buildings, empty homes, destroyed neighborhoods. Make America again, to make America great again. That's what you need to do, is bring back jobs back to America and take care of America first.
Do you believe deploying the military to conduct law enforcement on U.S. soil is legal?
Look, we have to make certain that we protect American cities. If not for President Trump, Los Angeles would be burning right now. We had 6 ICE agents that were totally in fear of their life because local officials, an incompetent mayor, a grossly incompetent governor, refused to do their job.
Is there anything you would not find acceptable for the U.S. military to do on U.S. soil?
Look, President Trump understands what the Constitution is. He understands what the laws are. We have to protect our cities. We have to protect our ICE agents. We have to protect our federal buildings. And Gavin Newsom should maybe get off Twitter and start actually going down to L.A. and protecting his own citizens.
The courts have ruled on the Guard. They will be back under my command.
A few moments later.
Okay, why is Trump back in control of the National Guard, you guys? What the hell is going on? First I lose my pool boy Roberto, and now this? I seriously need a mani-pedi right now. A bottle of wine, cherry ice cream, and a whole season of Will and Grace. Fuck this politics thingy.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
A 4th day of rallies and protests on the streets of Los Angeles.
It was a peaceful rally. What is going on right now is also peaceful.
Here we are expecting rallies later on.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger. In Los Angeles, there is a new crowd of protesters that has been building.
CNN had it that these were rallies. Now they've become protests. I'm afraid that by tonight they become riots. If we don't have the ability to stand up and stop this violence before it consumes a great city like Los Angeles, then there's no telling where this could spread.
Hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.